everyone. Today, we have an amazing story from a long time ago. A story about a giant meteorite that crashed into Earth and changed everything. This wasn't just any meteorite, it was huge, big enough to cause a tsunami bigger than any we've ever seen. Get ready to learn how this disaster helped life on our planet begin. Let's start by imagining Earth 3 billion years ago. It was very different from today. Instead of cities and parks, it was mostly covered in water with just a few islands peeking out. Then, a giant meteorite called S2 came hurtling through space. This rock was 40 to 60 kilometers wide, much bigger than the meteorite that wiped out the dinosaurs. When S2 hit Earth, it created a massive crater, 500 kilometers wide. The force of the impact sent huge waves crashing across the ocean, creating a tsunami that flooded coastlines. To help you picture it, think about the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. It would seem tiny compared to what happened back then. After the meteorite hit, imagine the sky filled with rocks and hot, molten material raining down instead of water. A team of scientists, led by Professor Nadja Drabon, traveled to South Africa to study the area where the meteorite struck. They hiked through rough mountains, using hammers to break off pieces of rock left by the impact. Their journey wasn't easy. They had to be careful, and were even escorted by rangers with guns to protect them from wild animals and poachers. Can you imagine carrying heavy backpacks filled with rocks while dodging elephants? As they collected these rocks, they found tiny particles called spherules. These pieces of rock hold secrets about what happened during the meteorite's impact. Professor Drabon shares a funny story about how she often gets stopped by airport security with her precious rock samples. She explains her research to them, and they eventually let her through, probably because they get bored hearing the science behind it. Now, let's talk about what happened after the meteorite hit. The energy from the impact was so powerful that it boiled the oceans and filled the sky with dust and debris. This darkness blocked sunlight, which meant that life on land and in shallow waters, mostly tiny organisms that needed light, struggled to survive. But here's the surprising part. While many of these tiny creatures died, the impact also stirred up important nutrients like phosphorus and iron from the ocean floor. Think of it like throwing fertilizer on a garden. It helps plants grow. This fertilizer helped the early forms of life bounce back and thrive. Professor Drabon compares this recovery to brushing your teeth. She says, when you brush, you kill most bacteria, but they come back quickly. This shows us how life can be strong and find a way to come back even after tough times. The scientists found that instead of just causing destruction, meteorite impacts like this one might have helped life grow. These big crashes spread nutrients all around the planet, giving early life what it needed to flourish. This research changes how we think about meteorite impacts. They weren't just bad events, they might have created the right conditions for life to start. It shows us that even in destruction, there can be hope and new beginnings. So, the next time you hear about a meteorite, remember this story of how something that seemed so terrible actually helped life begin on Earth. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. And until next time, keep exploring the wonders of our planet.